welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having a fab day today. I am going to continue on with my diamond painting. As you will see, yesterday I started it. Quite enjoyed doing what I did. I'm going to continue on with this lovely pink colour. Not quite sure how well you can see it. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to continue on with the X, which is the pink colour, and just get as much of this bottom bit here done, and there's a little bit further over on the other side. Right, let's get started. There we go. Right, if the light keeps changing, that's because I have sat right next to the window this morning. It's a nice bright day out, but it's a little bit chilly with the wind. I've got a little bit of the wax hanging off. Let's just deal with that. Yeah, it's a little bit chilly with the wind. Let's keep going. Now, I recently learnt that the other end of the pen is what's called a multi-placer. I don't know if I can see very well. Where is it? Out there. It's called a multi-placer. I think that one can take 2 or 3 beads in it, maybe. I think I'll just stick with the end single pen part. As I'm still learning, I don't want to be messing it up too much. I gotta remember that I'm going to stick to the canvas. The canvas feels quite plasticky, if I'm honest. But then I'm kind of normally working with Ada for my cross stitch. Let's see if we can't squeeze that in there. There we go. Anyway, what have you guys been up to recently? I obviously have had a poorly puppy. Thankfully she is further on the mend. She has a small urine infection and she is now on a week's worth of antibiotics, but she is feeling much better today, which is great. She has been for a couple of long walks today. The first one being the school run this morning, and the second one being when I went to go and meet my partner from work. He finished work at lunchtime today. So she enjoyed that walk. It's a nice 4-mile walk. I enjoy walking also. Although apart from walking the dog, I don't really have the opportunity to go for many pleasurable walks these days. It's mostly just functionable and practical, and that comes with being very busy. I work a couple of days a week, have a disabled child, and it is not easy to fit some things in. But someone told me once, a very good piece of advice, that because having a disabled child can be quite stressful, they told me that I need to make time to look after myself. Otherwise I can't be the fully functioning mum, carer, and everything else that my son needs. which is why I like to do my crafting. And I like most crafts, mostly though I like working with fabric. There's something about fabric that just makes me happy. I think I own more fabric in my stash than the local shop does. Actually, it's really not that bad, but it seems like it sometimes. I have quite a few projects on the go. I don't really know if I'm going to share my quilting on here. I may do eventually. I think I'm mostly just going to use this for cross stitch, this channel. So you'll notice the name is the Unfussy Quilter, and that's very much me. I'm not a very fussy person. I like a simple life. I like simple things. There it is. And this is actually looking really nice. I'm a little bit confused by the wax amount they give you on here, because I've already had to top up the wax 2 or 3 times. I don't know whether this is because it's a new start and a new pen thing, but hey, we will see how it transpires. Might have to order some more. So like I said in the previous video, this is a kit thing I got from Amazon. I love Disney, and although I don't see any official Disney thing on it, this is very reminiscent of the rose in a vase from Beauty and the Beast. That's one of my favourites. My absolute favourite is Cinderella, though. I don't know about anybody else. We will maybe have to put some more wax in this again. It doesn't seem to be, it might just be the angle I'm doing it at. I definitely think I might order another one of these diamond painting kits. I know there are companies that do them, and I know some craft stores do them also. I, however, will probably just order from Amazon because I find it less confusing. You can order with one click as well. So give my tray a little shake again in a minute. Straighten all the diamonds out. Mind you, wouldn't this be fab if it was real diamonds? Mind you, it would be very expensive. I don't know if any of you will find this boring, just continuing with the same colour. I don't like to have too many things open and looking for storage pots and things, so I'd rather just work with one colour until I find my own little way of working it around. The packages on these are not Ziploc baggies, so if they were, oh, missed that one, then I would probably flick between colours, because because they'd be easier just to store back in the baggies. This is, oh, I missed a couple up there. Let's just grab that one. So how many of you do diamond painting out there? I'd be interested to know. I've seen a few people on YouTube, and a few people I know have done a few diamond paintings. I've managed to get to the grand old age of 40 and never done a diamond painting. I'm just going to shake out my tray, see if I can't straighten some more up. There we go. Again, I am still working, I'm still videoing via, dropped it, via my phone. It's definitely an issue with my computer, so it's going to have to be looked at. I think it may have just given up the ghost with living. It is quite an old computer, actually. That's probably where the unfussy comes from. I will use things until they completely die. I will wear clothes until they have holes. I will mend clothes as well. And I will put patches in things. I'm not really keen on waste of any sort. I don't know if I need to move this around a bit, if you can actually still see what I'm doing. I do believe that we should try to look after as much of the environment as possible. I think everybody has a responsibility in that. Hence the lack of waste, and I think we can offset doing projects like this, which are clearly made of plastic, with doing other things. I'm not an environmentalist, I just like to look after things. Right, let me just see if there's any more X's there. Yes, there's just a few more in there, so I'm just going to get my fingers stuck to the let me just see if I can bring you into focus. That's the part I'm going to work on now. There's some more X's in there. Hopefully I'm not going to make this video too long. I don't know about anyone else, but throughout all this craziness of the last 18 months, I seem to have eaten more and put on a bit more weight. So, oops, I've stuck myself to it. So I am going to have to start exercising a bit more. I usually love to swim, but it's only in the last couple of weeks that our pools have reopened here, and I'm just waiting for the rush of people who are so desperate to be in the pool to go away, and then I will get back into the pool. Very much enjoy swimming. I have done since I was a small girl. I hate running, and keen on going to the gym either. But swim, I can do. I tend to mostly walk or swim. How about you guys? What sort of exercises do you do? Or have you, like me, overeaten through this pandemic? Just give that a bit of shape again. I remember as a child that my grandmother was always sewing or had some sort of creative project. And I was doing some family research recently in genealogy, and I found out that one side of my father's side of the family, they were all lace makers, which is quite a craft and skill indeed. And some of them, yeah, it was a kind of generational thing, because they were still making lace into the 60s and 70s, 1960s and 70s. So far I've gone back to 17 something. I can't remember off the top of my head. And they were lace makers also. They came from Nottingham, and they had, Nottingham has a big history of lace making, which I never realised. But it's also a very crafted skill, I think. Well, yes, it must be, because I've never been able to make any lace. Despite having once bought a kit and failed miserably. But maybe that's where I get my creative side from, is that side of the family. I also am the only left-hander in my family. I'm one of 9 children, and the only left-hander. Although I can do many things right-handed, because nobody else could show me how to do them left-handed. We all figure out our own ways of doing things, and mine was just to learn the right-handed way of doing things. And I'm getting fed up of sticking myself to the thing. I just need to keep my hand up. And I think my puppy may want to go for a walk. Yep. So bear with me, and I will be back shortly. Right, I'm back. Sorry, the puppy needed to go to the loo. Anyway, right, I'm not going to be working for much longer on this today. I think this video is quite long enough as it is. I'm really enjoying this. I honestly didn't think I would enjoy it this much. It's quite calming and relaxing. I hope wherever you are in the world that you are all staying safe and trying to do your best to stay healthy. I know this situation is not easy. My own family has been affected by COVID-19, and my brother had it quite badly, and he wasn't hospitalised, but he has been left with what's it called, long COVID. So it's not a very nice thing at all. I know we've all suffered from a bit of social isolation as well. My son especially, he's a very social butterfly. I'm not the most social of people. I like small groups of people, or one-on-one. I'm not a huge fan of great big groups of people. The only time I don't mind being within a big group of people is when we go and watch the football. And if you're watching from the US, that's soccer to you guys. We have season tickets for our local club, although we haven't been able to go because of the pandemic for over a year now. And I've got to say, I miss being sat in the stands on a cold winter's evening. I really can't wait until we all get back to normal. I even miss getting wet and cold, as is often the case in England. Plenty of rain. Equally, I am looking forward to the summer sunshine. We've had a lot of sunshine. I am stuck to this pad again. We've had a lot of sunshine recently and not a lot of rain. We could do with a bit of rain. Although my raspberry plants seem to be liking it. I didn't put that on correctly. Where's that gone? Oh my. If you place them down wrong, they're not the easiest of little things to get back. And I'm stuck again. I've got to say, it is very sticky, this stuff. I'm just going to finish in here, and maybe just a little piece down at the bottom. Don't know if you can see it, it's in here. And then I will finish for today. If you don't like my waffling on, please feel free in the comments to let me know. I won't be offended, I promise. We've been looking lately, booking our holidays, and I think we might just wait a bit longer. We haven't been on holiday for a few years due to various different reasons, and we really can't wait to go traveling again. And we are looking at going back to Florida. We went a few years ago. Well, we've been twice actually. My son absolutely loves Florida, and so do I. I like going to Disney. And the prices are not too bad actually for travelling. Be nice if they were a little bit lower, but what can we say? Just need that break. My son's got a couple of upcoming surgeries, and which I think he wants to document and put on here, and that's his choice, and I'm fully supportive if that's what he wants to do. He did say he wanted to share his journey through these surgeries. One of them is quite a big surgery, to be fair, and he wants to show others what children with cerebral palsy can go through. It's not just the daily physio and mobility issues. It also affects his confidence and his mental health to a degree, because he gets very upset and jealous by his peers being able to do far more than he can physically. He gets jealous when his friends can play football. He gets jealous when they're able just to run around and play all the games that he is so desperate to play. Sorry about the wobbling. And I get it. It's not easy for him, and he does suffer with some incredible amounts of pain at times. The surgeries that he has got upcoming, the first one is just a day case. When I say just a day case, nothing is just a... But in retrospect, compared to the surgery that will be coming after, which is a very major surgery, it's always worrying. Now, the surgery he's got coming up first is a small procedure to have a look at the inside the hip sockets with a scope. Just a little camera thing attached, and they're going to put pain injectors into his hips. Pain injections, sorry, into his hips. And then the surgery following that will be a full hip reconstruction with a bilateral femoral ostomy, which means in short terms they need to straighten his thigh bones and back into the right angle that they should be at, or position, sorry, and they're going to reconstruct the hip socket so that the top of his femur sits right inside his socket, which they're not doing currently. They're slowly migrating out, and they are causing a fair bit of discomfort now. He never, bless him, he never admits to how much pain he is in, and he never asks for pain relief or anything like that. And when he does ask for pain relief, he must be really uncomfortable. Now, we do daily physio with him, stretches. He has a standing frame he goes into, just to help give those stretches, and we encourage as much mobility as possible. He has a frame to aid with his walking because he's not able to walk independently. But he does spend the vast majority of his time in a wheelchair. And right from a young age, he's always said he wants to throw his wheelchair away. We've always as a family encouraged him to embrace his wheelchair and use it as his functioning legs. That's what we say. You know, he has wheels instead of functioning legs. But he's at an age now where he is more aware of the differences between him and his peers physically, and he gets quite upset with it. When he was younger, I will admit, it was a lot easier to manage his feelings and to be able to reason with him, but I think as teenage hormones are coming in, it has become more difficult. And the one person he would always listen to, which was Grandma. Even Grandma is struggling now to be able to get through to him. Excuse me. I've just found a few extras that I'm going to pop on. So we have spoken to his paediatrician about how to manage his feelings, and we have some useful contacts to go through, a couple of which he's not quite old enough to go and see yet because they're teenage specific, but he's going to be a teenager in a matter of weeks, so hopefully we can start getting the ball rolling and get him some help to come to terms with not being the way he is, but accepting his body for what it is, and accepting that he is a normal child, and we've never treated him as any different than a normal child. He he is just so sweet, and I get so upset because as a parent, you do everything you can for your children to make them happy, to keep them healthy, and it's just, I don't really know how to further explain it. I just think that sometimes when you're an able-bodied person and you're raising a child who is disabled, you can be there for them and you can help them, you can do everything to support them, but because you don't have those same issues or disabilities, or we don't really like the word disabilities, we mostly use differently abled, because he is perfectly able to do many things. I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, so it's very difficult to process everything as an able-bodied parent and try to really understand how he is really feeling and how best to help him. So one of the places the paediatrician gave us the number for is a mentoring service. So it's older people who have disabilities of various different levels, who help to inspire younger people, younger teenagers, who are struggling with the same issues that they have previously suffered, in the hope that they can be able to manage that and deal with things better. It's quite hard as a parent to see your child go through so much. It's heartbreaking, but the one thing I will forever be is proud of my son, proud of how he handles everything. He's just a little superstar. He's a complete rock star. What can I say? He is so tough. He's inspirational. He really is. And the best thing about my son is his sheer determination to succeed, even through everything. He has that determination to succeed, and he's a right cheeky little monkey as well. Right. I think this video is going to be way too long today. I might have to separate it, and I'm running out of these little pink diamond bead things. Not running out, I've got more in the packet, but I didn't pull them all out. So I've only got a few left on the tray, so I'm going to place those and then I'm going to sign off. Now, I will say that whatever happens throughout my son's life, I'll always be there for him. I could never abandon him as others have been abandoned over the years. My partner's mum also raised a disabled child, and I felt a very strong connection to her, actually, because she is able to understand from my perspective at the parents' side of things. I've just got one more to go. And it's very difficult because my own mother, although I'm very close to her, is not able to fully understand how it feels. So it's nice to have my partner's mum, who is incredibly understanding of all things emotionally that it takes to have a disabled child in the family, or be the mum of a disabled child. So I'm very grateful for that. I count my blessings every day that she's there at the end of the phone if I need her. So yeah. Right, I am going to close this up for today. I don't know how much you can see that I've done. This colour is very pretty, and I am really enjoying doing this. I don't think it's going to take me that long to complete this, maybe a couple of weeks or so, just doing a bit here and there. Anyway, let's close this back up just to keep it from not sticking, potentially from any puppy hair being on it, because our border collie is a long-haired border collie, so there is always hair everywhere. It's about to come into molting season as well, so yes. Right, that is actually looking very, very pretty. I can't get it back down properly. I don't know if that's okay. There we go. Anyway, have a lovely day, people. Stay safe, and I'll see you again tomorrow.